Top 10 Future Space Technologies. What if humans could live on Mars, travel faster than light, or even control gravity itself? The future of space is not science fiction anymore. It's already being built. Space has always been a mystery, a dark ocean filled with secrets. But today, we are closer than ever to unlocking it. New technologies are changing everything: how we travel, where we live, and even what it means to be human. In this video, we explore the top 10 future space technologies that could reshape our destiny among the stars. And trust me, the number one will blow your mind. Space tourism. Imagine booking a ticket, not to Paris, not to New York, but to orbit Earth. Space tourism is no longer a distant dream. It has already begun. Private companies are developing advanced spacecraft designed not for astronauts, but for ordinary people. People like you and me. In the near future, stepping into space could feel like boarding a flight. After launch, you would leave Earth behind and enter a world where gravity disappears. You float freely. You move without effort. Every direction becomes up. Then comes the view, a breathtaking sight. Our entire planet glowing in the darkness of space, blue oceans, swirling clouds, and the thin, fragile atmosphere that protects all life. From orbit, you could witness up to 16 sunrises and sunsets in a single day, each one more beautiful than the last. Right now, it's expensive. Only a few can afford it. But like all technology, prices will fall. What was once impossible becomes accessible. One day, space tourism may become as common as international travel. Vacations beyond Earth, hotels in orbit, even honeymoons in space. But if millions of people begin leaving Earth, even temporarily, what will that mean for our future? Reusable rockets. There was a time when every rocket launch ended the same way: destruction. After a single mission, rockets would burn up or crash into the ocean, gone forever. Imagine building a plane, flying it once, and then throwing it away. It sounds absurd, and yet that's exactly how space travel worked for decades. But everything changed with reusable rockets. Now, rockets can do something incredible. After launching into space, they return. They descend through the atmosphere, engines roaring, and land back safely on Earth, ready to fly again. This one breakthrough has changed the entire space industry. Reusable rockets drastically reduce costs. Launching satellites, sending cargo, even planning missions to Mars, all become more affordable. What once required massive budgets can now be done more frequently. More launches mean more innovation, more satellites in orbit, faster communication, faster discoveries. Space is no longer a rare destination. It's becoming a routine operation, like airports, but for space. And as this technology improves, the pace of exploration will accelerate like never before. But when reaching space becomes cheaper and easier, what new possibilities will open up beyond Earth? Mega satellite networks. Look up at the night sky. It may seem empty, silent, endless, but in reality, it's becoming crowded. Thousands of satellites are already orbiting Earth, and in the future, there could be tens of thousands more. Not random, not chaotic, but connected, working together, like a massive web surrounding our planet. This is the idea behind mega satellite networks. These satellites communicate with each other and with the ground below. They create a global system that can deliver high-speed internet anywhere on Earth, from the busiest cities to the most remote villages, even in the middle of the ocean. No cables, no towers, no limits, no signal could become a thing of the past. This technology has the power to transform lives. Students in remote areas can access education. Businesses can operate globally. Communication becomes instant everywhere. The world becomes truly connected. But it doesn't stop there. These networks could also support future space missions, helping spacecraft communicate across vast distances, guiding explorers beyond Earth. It's not just about connecting people. It's about building the foundation for a space-connected civilization. And if we can connect the entire planet, what's stopping us from connecting the stars? Here are your cinematic, expanded sections. Space habitats. Living in space sounds impossible. A place with no gravity, no natural air, and no protection from the harsh environment outside. But scientists are already working on a solution. Space habitat. These are not small stations like we see today. They are massive, rotating structures designed to simulate gravity. As the habitat spins, it creates a force that pushes everything outward, just like gravity on Earth. Inside, life could feel surprisingly normal. You could walk, run, sit down for a meal, even sleep in a bed without floating away. Entire communities could exist inside these structures. Homes, schools, farms, even parks. Cities, floating silently in orbit. These habitats could solve one of Earth's biggest problems: overpopulation. Instead of expanding across land, humanity could expand into space. They could also serve as gateways, safe places where astronauts prepare for long journeys to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. A stepping stone to the stars. But building a home in space is only part of the challenge. Because no matter how advanced the structure is, survival in space depends on something even more critical. How do you sustain life in a place where life cannot exist? Advanced life support systems. Space is not just empty, it's hostile. No breathable air, no flowing water, temperatures that can freeze or burn within seconds. Surviving here is one of the greatest challenges humanity faces. That's where advanced life support systems come in. These systems are designed to do something extraordinary. Create a self-sustaining environment in the middle of nothingness. Imagine a system that recycles everything. The air you breathe out becomes fresh oxygen again. The water you use is purified and reused. Even waste is converted into useful resources. Nothing is wasted. Everything is part of a continuous cycle. This is called a closed-loop ecosystem. Plants may play a key role producing oxygen, growing food, and maintaining balance. Machines will monitor every detail, every breath, every drop. With this technology, astronauts won't just survive. They could live in space for years, even decades. Long missions to Mars, permanent space stations, deep space exploration, all become possible. But there's one problem. Even with perfect life support, journeys through space still take a long time. So the question is, can we travel faster? Nuclear propulsion. Space travel today is slow, painfully slow. A journey to Mars can take 6 to 9 months. That's a long time to survive in space, exposed to danger, isolation, and radiation. But what if we could cut that time in half? This is where nuclear propulsion comes in. Instead of burning traditional fuel, these engines use nuclear reactions to generate immense energy, far more powerful and far more efficient than chemical rockets. The result? Stronger thrust, higher speeds, longer missions. With nuclear propulsion, spacecraft could reach Mars in just a few months, maybe even faster in the future. Less travel time means less risk for astronauts, less exposure to radiation, less need for massive supplies. It opens the door to deeper exploration. Jupiter, Saturn, the outer edges of our solar system, places that once seemed unreachable, could become destinations. This technology could transform space travel from a slow journey into something far more practical. But even nuclear engines have limits. They are fast, but not fast enough to cross the vast distances between stars. So what if we could go beyond speed as we know it and reach our destination almost instantly? Ion drives. When you think of a rocket, you imagine power, fire, explosion, massive thrust. But ion drives work differently. They don't roar, they don't explode. Instead, they push, gently, quietly, continuously. Ion engines use electricity to accelerate tiny charged particles, ions, and shoot them out at extremely high speeds. The force is small, almost unnoticeable at first. But here's the secret. They never stop. While traditional rockets burn fuel quickly and then shut down, ion drives keep going, hour after hour, day after day, month after month. Over time, this constant push builds incredible speed, faster than most conventional spacecraft. Silent, efficient, relentless. This makes them perfect for deep space missions, exploring distant planets, traveling to asteroids, even reaching the far edges of our solar system. Ion drives don't rush. They endure, and in space, endurance wins. But there's a challenge. Even if we can travel far and fast, space itself is still dangerous. Radiation, cosmic particles, invisible threats, because speed alone is not enough. If we truly want to explore the universe, we need protection. Here are your final cinematic, expanded sections: space shields and radiation protection. Space may look calm and silent, but it hides an invisible danger. Radiation. High-energy particles travel through space at incredible speeds. You can't see them, you can't feel them, but over time, they can damage human cells, break DNA, and increase the risk of serious diseases. For astronauts, this is one of the greatest threats of long-duration missions. That's why future spacecraft will need advanced radiation protection. Scientists are developing new types of shielding, special materials that can absorb or deflect harmful particles, layers designed to reduce exposure and keep the crew safe. But that's not all. Some ideas go even further, using magnetic fields, like an invisible shield, to push radiation away, even creating artificial mini-magnetospheres, similar to the one that protects Earth. A protective bubble in the vacuum of space. With these technologies, astronauts could travel farther and stay longer without risking their health. Missions to Mars, deep space exploration, even journeys beyond our solar system could finally become safe. But protection solves only one part of the problem. Because surviving in space is one thing, but what if we could truly live on another world? Mars colonization technologies. Mars, a cold, dusty world, millions of kilometers away. Yet it may be our best chance for a second home. Scientists and engineers are already designing technologies to make life on Mars possible. Self-building habitats that can construct shelters automatically using local materials. No need to carry everything from Earth. Oxygen production systems that can extract breathable air from the Martian atmosphere. And perhaps most importantly, growing food. Researchers are experimenting with ways to grow plants in Martian soil, creating sustainable farms on an alien world. But the vision goes even further. Terraforming, a long-term idea to slowly change Mars itself, warming the planet, thickening the atmosphere, making it more Earth-like over time. It won't happen overnight. It may take centuries, but it could transform an uninhabitable planet into a new home for humanity. Imagine cities under domes, glowing in the red landscape. Children growing up, not on Earth, but on Mars. Humans becoming a multi-planet species, a backup for civilization, a new beginning. But even Mars is just the beginning. Because what comes next goes beyond planets, beyond our solar system. 1. Warp drive and faster-than-light travel. This is the ultimate dream. Traveling faster than light. For decades, it seemed impossible. Nothing can move faster than light. That's the rule of the universe. But what if we're asking the wrong question? What if we don't move the ship, but move space itself? That's the idea behind warp drive. Instead of accelerating through space, a spacecraft would bend space around it, compressing space in front and expanding it behind. The ship stays still, inside a kind of bubble, and that bubble moves. In theory, this could allow faster-than-light travel without breaking the laws of physics. A journey that would normally take thousands of years could be completed in days. Distant stars, suddenly within reach. Other solar systems, open for exploration. Even the edges of the galaxy, no longer out of reach. It sounds like science fiction, but scientists are already studying the mathematics behind it. Small experiments, early theories, the first steps towards something extraordinary. We are far from making it real, but the possibility exists. And if warp drive ever becomes reality, there will be no more limits, no more unreachable destinations. Only one question will remain: how far are we willing to go? From space tourism to warp drives, the future is closer than we think. These technologies will redefine humanity, not just where we live, but who we are. So here's a question for you. If you had the chance, would you leave Earth forever? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more mind-blowing space content, don't forget to like and subscribe Cyberspace.